Many of us don't love advice from others, but when it comes to our health, hearing real wisdom from people we respect can be a game changer. Whether it's a simple habit that makes life easier or a tip that completely shifts the way we care for our bodies, the best advice often comes from those who've been there. Well, Studio 5 Health Contributor Miki Eberhardt has been crowdsourcing impactful health advice from a lot of women. And she's here to share some standout advice she says can truly make a difference in our life. Now, first, you got to set this up for me. How did you go about this research?
I pretty much asked anybody I came in contact with for the past couple months, like friends, neighbors, colleagues, medical providers, like anywhere I was in my life, I'd be like, hey, let me ask you, what is the best health advice you've ever been given, right? And I just kept it on my notes app, kind of spreadsheeted it out. There's some through lines through some of them, but I've got 10.
Okay, I love this. Let's get right to the list.
Let's go.
What's the first one we got?
So the first one is clear your mind. A good night's sleep can change everything. Ooh. And when I was asking people for their advice, they would be like, well, do you want like physical health or mental health? And I was like, whatever you want.
Give it to me.
And this one, I think sleep in general is always where the Venn diagram crosses over, right? It can help all kinds of our health. And one lady said, my mom always said a good night's sleep and a peanut butter sandwich can solve most problems. And I love that because if we're hungry or we're tired, let's start there.
Absolutely.
But you know, when life feels overwhelming and everything feels like it's going bad and wrong, go get a good night's sleep and look at it with fresh eyes in the morning. I love that advice.
Absolutely. Sleep on it.
Yes,
right?
sleep
That's
on
always
it.
the best
Yes,
thing.
yes,
Okay,
yes.
what's the second?
Okay, number 2 is find your active self. This is fitness over thinness.
Oh, okay.
And this is a social media friend, Melissa Kendall, gave this quote, and I love this. She said, I took a women's health class in college. On the first day, the teacher walked right in. She was an older woman wearing a tracksuit and bursting with energy. She put her hands on her hips and shouted, ladies, we believe in fitness, not thinness. She said it was such power, seriousness, and conviction that it still burned into my heart and mind 20 years later.
I love that.
I can just picture it. Like I picture the Glee lady, right? Like in her tracksuit. But what I love about this is there were some other comments that were given, like, finding that way that you can find activity and have it be part of your life and have it be fun and not have it be that I have to create a smaller self, right? Because some of us grew up playing team sports or dancing or being active in some way, and then we transition to real adult life and sometimes don't make that bridge very well.
Right, we need to keep the fun in those things that we love and those activities, those physical activities that we love to do. Like keep that fun there.
Absolutely, I agree. And I think that is the way to keep your active self.
Yeah, you're gonna keep doing it for years to come.
Yes.
Right, the next one
number
is
3.
Make dinner,
Make time for dinner. And
okay.
this tip, Courtney, I was like, okay, this person's genius. So we know family dinner is important, and we know the health benefits of it, from relationships to actual nutrition benefits. What they do is they literally empty the dishwasher in the morning, and they take those dishes and just go set the table with them. And so when they put them in at night, they know they're going to take them out and set the table, and that creates this habit of family dinners happening, and what am I going to make for it? This moment that I'm really thinking about the end of the day that it's going to happen. I just thought, what a great way just to dishwasher to the table.
Yeah, I love that routine.
Yes, I don't do it, but I'm going to try.
I'm going to try.
I got to make sure my table's always
maybe a
cleaned
couple
off.
nights a week or so, right? When the kids get really busy, that can be hard every night.
Agree. A few times is better than no times.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Now this next one actually feels like it might be doable in the next few weeks.
I know, right? So number 4 is to get more vitamin D. Nature nurtures, and this is kind of a twofer because there were people that really talked about the benefit of nature in their lives, getting outdoors. And we know from a science standpoint, it can calm anxiety, it can lower blood pressure, it can lower those stress hormones. So it's a way that we really can and, like, take a breather in life. And talking to medical colleagues, they were saying how vitamin D is something that so many people are deficient, especially hanging out in our homes in winter.
Yes.
Right? So, and we're so good with sunscreen now that sometimes we're missing out on the benefit of vitamin D and how that helps our heart and our bone health and our nerve health and all of these things. So combine the two, right? Get outside, lower your anxiety, and get that vitamin D.
Yeah, love it. Okay, next one.
Next one, make it easy, an afternoon produce snack board. I love this idea, and this has worked in my family as well. Like the afternoon hours when everybody's hungry and they're waiting for dinner, put out a plate, freshly washed produce, snack, like ready to go. We all know we should eat more fruits and vegetables, but how can we do that? Put them out when people are getting hungry they'll eat them.
Yeah, I am actually the one I feel like that needs that. As
I
I'm
eat
prepping
them.
dinner,
My kids eat
I'm
them.
like, yeah, I'm gonna need that so
Yes.
much. Okay, I love this next one. Just do it. Sounds like a familiar phrase, right?
Yes, this was somebody, and I love this, that think of things your future self will thank you for, that in the moment you really maybe not want to do, and if you sit around and wait to be motivated for that to happen, sometimes we just have to be Nike, she said, and just do it. And this can go from like getting up to the early alarm when I want to go and do a workout, or scheduling the mammogram that I know I'm supposed to do, or prepping the food ahead of time so I can put it out on the snack plate. Just things that make you should be doing.
Yeah.
But if you sit around and think someone will motivate me to do that at some point, sometimes we just be Nike and we do it.
Just got to do it.
Yes.
Just got to do it.
Yes.
Okay, this next one. Listen to your body. Learn how to rest.
Okay.
That's hard.
As we talk about all these ways to multitask and do all these things, the reality is if you're in that cycle of I go, and then I get sick and crash, there's probably other signs along the way that are little warning flags that you maybe just need to rest.
Yeah.
And this was a funny thing, because I used to always, like if I'm watching a show, I'm folding wash, I'm doing these things.
Right.
And I remember when my son was in elementary, I sat down to watch a show, and I literally was just tired. I just sat, and he looked at me and he goes, "What are you doing, Mom?" Like, how dare you just sit
I've
there?
never seen you do this before.
But I do think we need to listen, and when our body tells us to rest, that's when we need to rest.
All right, we got two more real quick.
Okay.
Caregivers, do something every day that makes you feel like you.
Yes, and I love this. This was from a friend that lives in my neighborhood that another friend in the neighborhood shared with her. And this is what Allie Yates said about her, our friend Kristen Sokol. "My friend told me when babies were young to do something every day that made me feel like me. A soak in the tub, listening to favorite music in the car, painting nails, whatever it might be. You can easily get lost in motherhood, and especially when they're very young. You can forget who you were before. This helped me tremendously when most of the time I felt tired and overwhelmed. Even though my boys are bigger now, I still do it and have passed on her advice to many young mothers."
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Because we forget that. It's easy to forget to do something
Remember
for
yourself.
ourselves to keep it. Okay.
Yes.
Really quick, last one. Consistency is better than perfect. Good enough is good enough.
Good enough is
I
good
love
enough.
it.
We have to think of just like the dry shampoo for health, right? The things that we can just do to be a B-, but can be consistent with.
Yeah, and our best is going to look different every day, right?
Exactly. Just
Nikki,
try and
these
get it
are
in.
so good. I appreciate you taking the time to do this.
Everybody that chimed in. I think they were just really fun to hear everything.
This was really fun and really helpful.
Thank you.
Thank you.